So, all right, Abby, I hope you are on fire because we are, and we are ready to give you all that we have. We are ready to give you our best, our absolute best. You remember that video in LCD? You remember? No, on the football field.
Yes. Love it. Yeah, down. And I'm getting Jax to give me his best right now. So
Oh yeah, that would be a downer. That would be a downer if you do the video. So I'm good now. So I want to start because we just have like 22 minutes. I want to start with you because at one point you were ranked 4, right?
At one point. At one point.
Yeah, and at one point you were ranked 1 and ranked 2, right?
At one point. For a week.
And then you got 6. You got the 6 at one point even, right?
That's right.
So the question I want to ask you first, because there was a lot of people here who are ranked 4. Okay, so normally this call is for rank 4 only, but I asked them to invite one of their people, and then I forgot to invite mine, but that's okay, that's all right. So what did you do, or why do people who break rank 6 are breaking rank 6, or if you rather do it that way, what did you do to break the rank 6? It's a tough question.
Yeah, no, it's not a tough question. I don't know what Brian James told you last week, but when I first began, I had one person that I was focused on. And one person, you and that person can do 6 together if you're both putting in that fire energy. So it is so simple. You have to find the right one person. And to do that, you have to make a mess with taking really great care of your customers. And I think that's the opportunity we're going to find in the Black Friday sales. And that's why we don't skip talking about bringing in the customers and taking good care of them, because that's where you're sifting and sorting for that one person. And me and that one person, I didn't slow up my recruiting. I didn't slow up my activity to say, oh, okay, now I'm going to coach her to go do this. We were running together, and I was supporting her, but we were more teammates where, it'd be, I remember a weekend, it was Memorial Day weekend. Everybody was taking off, and we got in challenge from Brian. He gave us both a promo. We both had to do our own activity to hit it. But that was us doing it together. We were doing it together, but I was not stopping any form of activity or recruiting to take care of someone. That's not what she needed from me. She needed a teammate in the trenches with her doing what she was doing too. And you'll come to a place where if you have 2 or 3 people going at that energy, then your personal activity can slow up so that you're all over the place helping with who they're bringing. But with one person from a rank 4 and rank 6, you guys can do it together. So
I like that, because I asked them to bring 1 people here, not 2, not 5, not 10. And yes, Brian James talks a lot about it. And the question why I wanted to ask you that question is Brian James always said, like, when you are focused on something, you are a mad rhino. Like you don't stop and you go all in. And he always preached for you. And of course, like as a upline, he's always preaching. But I feel like it's real. Like when you put your head on something, I think you're probably one of the most lethal leader in all the Prove It community. So that's why I'm excited to have you. And this is true. Like only one person in last week, I said exactly the same thing to a lot of people. That's just crazy.
And Brian was able, and also in the beginning, and Brian will tell you this, I wasn't running with Brian. He brought me in, he got my headset right. And, he did the smartest thing ever, which was he connected me straight to Brian Underwood. And he knew my work ethic, motivation, and mentality. So it's like he put me in the place I needed to be. And at the time I was striving for ego and he kept the spotlight on me until I learned that for me to get to that next level, I had to put the spotlight on others. But he did that for me. And I outran Brian in the beginning, Brian James. I ran with Brian Underwood. And Brian James was like, he's the genius. He's like, all right, she's connected. She's good. I'm going to look for more. And he showed me just what I am to Mick. I'm out of Mick's business, but whatever Mick asks, yes. Like full support. And so you're going to have those people too. Like that. I mean, you could have somebody who's just like, see ya, but they'll do that if you do your job and you get them connected to a third party and you keep the spotlight on them and let them run, let them shine. That's what leadership is. That's how you grow, is you put the spotlight on the next upcoming person. So
I think you're right. And Brian James doesn't look like that, but he's smart, right?
he's so smart. Don't underestimate what he's doing when he's doing it. He's probably the smartest, most brilliant mentor I've ever had. So
I feel blessed. Like now I have the opportunity to spend a little bit more time with him, because I tried for so long to have him on a call, because it's not about what the number that he's doing right now. It's about, I know that he has something very powerful that I needed at that point. Like you, I'm very glad we connect the way we connect, because you are always an anchor for me. Like Nate, same thing. Like Nate's an anchor for me. If I need something, I ask Nate. If I need something else, I ask you. So I really like that. So if we would go like rank 4 again, what you would be again your priority?
My priority, and I want to speak specifically to you this week, would be to take advantage of the momentum you can create with a Black Friday sale. And I'll talk more about that on the next one, but it's really important to understand that, probably getting promoters, good season for that was in the fall, but coming into November, December, and January, it's time to go hog wild crazy at getting customers, because this is the time of year that people are looking for that. You need to find one person at rank 4 who wants to do that with you, and you'll skip right past rank 6. Because if you have the right strategy going in and you're doing it with 1 to 2 other people, y'all are bringing a lot of customers in, you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's, and you're getting them on SmartShip. And then you're circling back around after their success and you're having promoter conversations. Like the floodgates are about to open. And if you play your cards right, you should be able to go from 4 to 6 to 7. If you have 1 or 2 people willing to get in there with you right now.
Honestly, I believe that there's people here that are like rank 4, but their leadership is stronger than some rank 6 and some rank 7. Like the mindset game, the stability, the contribution, the leadership, like it's just crazy. So I like that. So we basically get more customer and run with one person. With one.
And then come February, March, April, Mick talks about, we talk about, you have to have leadership to get to the next level. You can't lead until you make a mess and you have people ready to follow. And I think that's often the problem is like, okay, I'm working on my mindset, I'm working on my leadership, but you haven't found followers yet. And so this
Totally.
is, tunnel vision focus. This is where you can create potential leaders where then the work you've done on your mindset will come synergistically in April, March for you then to start creating new and upcoming leaders. But you kind of got to put your head down and make a mess right now, because this is the time people are looking for 3 things, which I'll go over in the next call. So trying to stay out of the weeds here.
So I like, and it's always like the more and the better phrase. Like now it's not the better phrase. Like you're all too good for the job. Now it needs to open a little, and it needs to be more and more. And if you ask me, like, if 10 live a day is too much, no. It's 20 live a day, it's too much, no. 30, just make a mess, do anything, but get the card, open your card, basically, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, personal activity needs to increase right now to give yourself a chance the rest of the year to really work on your leadership and your team.
It's ALK time. Is that know what I'm talking about? It's ALK time. I like it. So you can continue with your subject, but I find it was really important to set some base and having a conversation like that. So if you want another question, if you want to roll,
let's do another question.
Okay. So this one is from me, okay, and I know that there's other question, and I like the question format. So I'm rank 8. How the fuck can I get to rank 9?
It's getting your people on, getting your team on, and inspiring them to do exactly what we're doing right now, which is to make a big old mess. And then Mick, you're helping with your eyes. It's so important for your rank 4s and 6s to be sifting and sorting. And it's, guys, it's up to you, rank 4 through 6, to connect someone you feel has potential with Mick. Mick, your job right now, going from an 8 to 9, is finding this next wave of leadership. You're developing these leaders, and they need to be connecting you, because they can't go up unless they have leader backed by leader. And so you've got leader backed by leader, and you need to help them establish who their next leader is. And Mick is standing by 24/7 for your connection on who you think is a potential leader. Just like Brian James knew he needed to connect me with Underwood and back out and just keep the spotlight on me. Let me run. And that's what Mick is here to do. If you bring him someone you think has that potential, his job is then to help lock in with them and develop that mindset. And you keep making a mess right now in these next 3 months. So Mick, the way to go from 8 to 9 is leader backed by leader backed by leader, and everybody's making a mess.
So do you understand that? Go make a mess and I'll drive. Brian James told me that.
Put them on the bike and let Mick pedal. Put them on the bike, let Mick pedal.
I'm fucking fast. But it's good, and I feel like this is one of my strengths. Like, I'm not the fastest. Like, there's people who out recruit me, like a little bit like you and Brian James. There's people who out recruit me and get more customer, and like just Emily and Camille. Like, when I'm looking at them, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm getting overwhelmed just by thinking about that. So
your team doesn't need that from you.
I don't think so, and this is what I'm to do, but it's kind of tough because I like to compete, and my ego wants to be on top leaderboard and stuff like that as well. But I got the point, and Camille said it to me the other day, and I think Emily said it to me like a couple of times, so you're just validating what they're
Mick,
telling you to do
I
right now.
think you're building one of the most sustainable legs in the company, because I haven't seen a leader pour so hard and so consistently into their team, community, and relationships. I am a living example of a leader who went up really fast and didn't build a super strong foundation, and I'm having to rebuild. I think if you just keep doing it like you're doing, you're gonna be long-term wildly successful. And we're in this for the long term, not the short term. So yeah, don't get blinded by the people who come up to the top. Get there and stay there, and then keep putting in. And I don't think I have seen somebody do that as well as you. It may be a slower route, but that's because you're trying to bring everybody with you up the mountain. I raced up the mountain by myself, and anybody willing to come with me. And I wish 6 years ago I would have known. I just didn't have the mindset. It was my first ever experience, and we've all developed more mindset over time, and you're coming in with great leadership. And like, we were just like chickens with our head cut off at the time. Like, we're just making a mess. I was a massive recruiter, didn't know what I didn't know. And had I come in probably when you came in and had the leadership and the LCD and all the conferences we now have, like, I think at the time I would have been working more to bring everyone with me so it didn't crumble once I got there.
But you know
So
what? It worked. Like you did like millions of dollars, and you build teams, and there's
yeah,
a lot of legacy toward what you did. And if you
Yeah.
did, it's your strength. You're a rhino. Like, of course you will get better at thinking and at thinking, but it's crazy, but I can't be a perfect rhino. Like, I can be a decent rhino. I can be a good rhino, but this
Yeah.
is not my strength. I'm not a stallion, the pure stallion like you are. So this is all depending of who you are, basically. And you get chill when you said that to me, because it validated a lot of stuff, and I don't need to hear it, but I guess I kind of need to hear it.
I think your team needs to also hear that, like, they have probably the strongest leader in the company. And you know, when I was at my height of success, that's when Sylvia was also coming in, and Brian was building a sustainable leg, as he should. But had I had a Mick Carrier over me when I was making such a mess and bringing the team up with, and that is such a gift to your team, that you have been so consistent and bringing the team together and the leadership together. And I believe you'll have the most sustainable organization in the company when you do arrive. And everybody's going to be feeling success with you, because you're carrying everyone at the same time with you. So
Thank you. You gave me chill again. Thank you for that. I like it. And Emily have a question for you, but thank you. Like, it's very powerful. And I guess this is what I was looking for today, because it's kind of between 8 and 9, like, it's so big, and I'm not the biggest recruiter. So it's like,
yeah.
I don't, it's very hard to look beyond that fog. It's very a dense fog right now between the 8 and the 9. And this is really how I need to stop controlling everything. And this is where it comes, but it's hard,
And at
right?
the same time, you're not a recruiter, but I mean,
I'm a
congratulations. I got you guys hit MVP multiplier again. Like,
but it's
got that. Just, you guys are doing what you need to do to stay relevant and be an example as you're building an organization. So,
but it's honestly, it's more Camille. Like Stephanie said it sometime. Like, sometimes Stephanie it's because there's Steve behind Stephanie that she looked that good. And this is really the power of a team. And me
that's
and Camille,
powerful. Yeah, I'd like a Camille right here. Like an I'd like it's really cool when you can have a spouse working with you in this company, that's for sure. But that's not what it looks like for everybody. And for some of you, it's your spouse stepping up and taking care of the kids and allowing you to have time blocks during your day. For some of you, if you're like me, you're a single mom, and what it is up to you. And that's the power in having a team with you.
But you have an amazing man. You have an amazing man.
Yeah. Yeah. He's out hunting right now though. Yeah.
You're doing business, taking care of the house, and he's bringing the meat.
That's right. Well, I bring the meat too. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
I'll kill my own buck.
Scared about you. And Emily wanted to ask you a question. I think it's a very good one. And then we can delay the other call a little. And I can be that guy. So Emily.
Okay. What do you do? What do you say when you have a team player and they don't connect with the mentors? Is it
Yeah. They're not connecting to you, or they're not connecting their people to you?
Both.
Okay. Well, what you hope for is that if they don't connect with you, they can connect with Mick.
And they connect no Mick.
If they don't connect with Mick,
no.
Try Nate or try Anna. You try to connect them with the right fit. And fortunately, you got some uplines. Sorry. But honestly, you can't force it. And if that is happening, that's a mindset and that's an attitude. And I would try a couple different personalities. I'd really give it my best shot in trying a couple different people connecting. But if I can't find it after that, you're going to have to be very deliberate on watching what's coming in and inserting yourself underneath to support it.
Okay.
You're
Mindset.
Yeah.
It's mindset. And I
It's
can
mindset.
pass over leur mindset. I don't know in English.
Maybe stay away from the first line. But if you see someone on the first line that starts bringing people in, get down in there in the second line.
Get down.
It's your organization too. This is your organization. And they're bringing, if they're willing to get paid to bring leads, but you have the mindset that wants to build a long lasting business, like go around them. The biggest mistake I ever made was I had a woman who wanted to block me out of her organization. It was my running mate in the beginning, and ego took over and she wanted to be the all-star, and that was hard for her right under me. And, but I tried to start shining it on her, and she did not want me in her organization or connecting with her people. And I didn't fight her on that. And I trusted her and went and worked on a different line. And she ended up stealing out hundreds and hundreds of people in one night. She had been building it for months and dropped me it was a huge setback in my business. And it was the biggest betrayal. She had been lying and sneaking it and getting ready for this move for months. And I just would say, if you can latch on to any potential leader underneath and get them connected to Mick, that's also less threatening. If there's a threat between you and her, there's probably some jealousy. She probably wants to be the star of the show. And so being able to just go around her and meet someone, and this is where you need mixed support to come in, because if it's coming from you, that might feel even more icky. But Mick needs to keep his eye on what she's bringing in and in his organization be ready to go meet anyone who looks like they have potential, because you have to go leader back by leader back by leader to sustain this line. And if she's blocking that process, you or Mick, preferably Mick or Camille, take them around, go around her.
Okay, thank you.
And
Very
honestly,
good.
sometimes the only thing that you can do is buy time. And Rhino like that, it's like a good way to buy time if they can connect. And because
Let
now
her bring them. Let her bring them in. And then
now
watch.
we're human oriented, but if somebody is task oriented and doesn't care about other human, like it's just calls, or I don't know, maybe there will be a pulse about like Dr. Laurie doing something, and sometimes it's better than nothing, and then it keeps the people for long enough to be able to connect without connecting directly, and then boom, the contact is creating. So it can be a long time game as well, right?
And
If they don't want it, they don't want it.
the beautiful problem is you have somebody bringing in people and not connecting. It's, it's a win, kind of a win.
So I'll hand this recording, okay? But I think it was very, 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 very powerful, and I like that. Thank you. That was more a leadership, leadership conversation around like rank 4 and rank 6, and a little bit like for me as well, because I needed to hear that, and I like to be coached in front of other people because it gave everybody's perspective. So I'm stopping the recording, and then we start the other one.